An open letter to Canadians about your country's final solution and a final reckoning. A special communique by the International Tribunal into Crimes of Church and State, Brussels, issued 23rd of September 2012. This week, 32 public summonses were issued to mostly Canadian citizens, including Prime Minister Harper and major church officials, calling them to account for colluding in or concealing unspeakable crimes against children. These crimes include beating children to death, kidnapping and starving others, torturing them in medical experiments or making them infertile, farming them out to wealthy child rapists, and gang raping and exploiting them as slave labour. These abominations occurred in Canada for over a century in detention camps misleadingly called Indian residential schools, run by Catholic and Protestant churches. Some of these crimes continue today in your country. Your tax money and church offerings have for many years helped to sustain these crimes and protect the guilty. Your police have buried the grisly evidence of these atrocities and continued to prosecute and silence those eyewitnesses who try to share the truth. And your politicians and courts continue to whitewash these crimes and exonerate the churches that killed off more than 50,000 children in what they still call Indian residential schools. The time of your complicity in these crimes against humanity is ending. For an international common law court of justice has convened and has charged dozens of Canadians with responsibility for genocide and criminal conspiracy. Their trial begins on October the 15th. You can be in the global online courtroom that will judge the evidence of Canada's genocide and come to a verdict. You can help Canada come clean about its deliberate plan of extermination against Indians by holding your nation and its churches to account and be indicted for their homegrown Holocaust. The Common Law Court will be posting online all of the evidence behind its charges, commencing October the 15th. If a guilty verdict is reached, you are obligated under international law to stop funding and colluding with a government and churches found guilty of crimes like the following: the beating to death of Victoria Stewart, age 9, by United Church employee Ann Nitsky at the Edmonton Indian Residential School on April the 9th, 1958. The forced sterilisation of Sarah Modeste and hundreds of other young women by United Church doctor George Darby at the infamous R.W. Large Hospital. The use of Joan Morris and many other children as involuntary test subjects for drug testing, organ removal and pain endurance experiments at the Nanaimo Indian Hospital. The attempted murder of William Coombs, Ernie Tatouche and many other children by deliberately exposing them to tuberculosis and denying them treatment at Catholic, Anglican and United Church hospitals and schools, and the actual killing of more than half of the children in these facilities by such methods. The continued theft and trafficking of Aboriginal children through child aid government agencies. The historic reckoning for these crimes has finally arrived. Be part of this cleansing and not its impediment for all of the children. Educate yourselves by seeing some of the evidence at www.hiddennolonger.com. Stay tuned to www.itccs.org for the complete posting of all of the cases and evidence in the Common Law Court docket indicting Canada, the Vatican and other powers for crimes against humanity. Issued by the International Tribunal into Crimes of Church and State, 23rd of September 2012. Brussels, London, New York.